So welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Sai, and today I just wanted to bring you a Battlefield 6 update because they have brought out another community update as of August 28th, 2025. This one's regarding Battlefield Labs testings that are going on at the moment. However, it does confirm some things that are coming back and have been 100% confirmed in terms of servers and also in terms of some map sizes. So we're going to have a little look as to what they've said, and then we are going to take a little look at the PC trailer that was also released over on their YouTube channel, because there is actually something that does concern me within that, and yeah, I'll have a little discussion about that in a little bit. So this is the community update that's been posted. Obviously, community update, Battlefield Labs testing. However, they do go on and 100% confirm server browsing as well is coming back. So yeah, we'll have a little look at that in a moment. As you can see, it's been posted 28th of August 2025. And at the first they state, just hello everyone, Battlefield is returning for the labs testing. And basically this version is to refine and polish the game for launch, as we are getting ever so close now, as the launch is on October 10th. If you didn't know already, that's when the game launches. And then obviously it states that Battlefield Labs is resuming, and this time they want to finalize the launch balance and features of Battlefield 6. So obviously this area for Labs is basically a little testing ground where they can make a lot of adjustments very fast, try new things. So some things might be in alpha state as stated here, and some things will be a little less polished than they actually should be or will be in the final game. It's purely just a test to see how things work within the game before they are fully developed and launched. So that's basically all that bit says, and then we get into the important stuff on this, the portal and server browsing. 100% confirmed. To me, it looks exactly like the Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 scenario, where people could host servers and they could change different things. So they could limit guns, limit maps, limit modes, limit game size, times, etc. to make it basically their own game mode and their own server. So basically, if you want a Russian conquest server with more tickets, you can do that. With just larger maps, with more vehicle play, you can do that. So here you go, you can see a picture of, you've got Siege of Cairo all day, so that is literally a Siege of Cairo only. Conquest 24/7, jet only maps, so that's obviously large scale maps with jets. So if you're a jet player, you're going to be interested in playing things like that. So I really feel like this is a very, very, very good thing that they are bringing back, and it keeps a lot of people coming back because they have like their favorite servers. Communities can get together in servers, and yeah, it's just a really, really good way, I think, of bringing people back and allowing people to play exactly what they want to play. Now, it does obviously split the player base. However, I think the player base is going to be that big on launch of this that this is just going to hold more people in the game, and yeah, it's just going to be a plus for the actual game. So then obviously they move on down here, and it says some of the most frequent questions from the community have been about server browsing availability and functionality. In an upcoming Battlefield Labs play session, we will be enabling an early implementation of this portal functionality within the community tab. So that is exactly what I've just said. So they're basically accessing an early stage of the server browser for people to try with limited customization options. So, as with the custom search function seen within the recent Battlefield 6 open beta, these features should be treated as work in progress. They are not final, and for now the scope of server browsing is intentionally limited so that we can focus on stability and core usability. So obviously they've explained there that there is going to be more access, and like I say, where you can limit things and stuff, not just limited maps or modes. So that's things like limiting guns and banning guns or whatever. Like people used to ban like RPGs, for example, on some of the maps and things, and mortars on Battlefield 4, which I used to play. And then it says obviously about vital to our community. And if you go down here, you've got players will see only a subset of functionality and community experiences. So again, they're just talking about that it's going to be limited. And then there's another image here which actually shows a nice list of all the maps. And obviously you've got the custom mode you can select if you want a custom mode, or if you just want standard conquest or breakthrough or rush, you can choose that. Obviously this is what you will see when you're hosting a server. So you basically get to choose what maps you want to play. Tick them all by all means if you just want a normal normal game, but obviously you can choose small maps, big maps, medium maps, and then obviously your custom things. So here they state that they are focusing on the hosting side of things, because obviously get the hosting right and the rest comes behind that obviously will be absolutely spot on. So if you get the hosting right and the stability absolutely spot on, then it will work absolutely fine. And they are saying here that basically we are aiming to validate this flow to ensure the scalability and accessibility of the feature. So hosting and customization, players can use the experience library to find a verified Conquest experience using a provided shortcode. Enter the shortcode in the search field to access the mode, then choose to play. See a pre-filtered list of active servers, or host, set up your own server where you'll be able to alter descriptions, rotations, and tags. So that's like what I've just explained, where you can either enter a code for a server that's already there, or you can set up your own, host a server, and change basically the description, tags, the rotation of maps, the mode, everything like that. And then players can join via the experience library as described, or open the server browser from the UI to view all currently running servers. From here you can select servers, join them, and explore tag filters. So obviously you can basically, the tags is you can select which ones you would like to see, what servers you want to see. So if a server's got friendly fire on, you can select that, and then servers will show that have friendly fire on or off. And then obviously you've got like things like limited HUD, hardcore, loadout restrictions, which I just talked about, map modifications. So you can really search and get a deep search going for a specific mode you're looking for, which is very nice. And again, I think it's just a massive plus for the whole community. And then they are basically testing combined arms testing. So this is where they're going to focus more on the stability of the servers and also how vehicle play plays on large maps. So they've stated here that the play sessions have focused on fundamentals of gameplay such as movement, gunplay, and destruction, alongside ensuring that server stability is efficient for the open beta and beyond. And then obviously the open beta highlighted feedback ensuring balancing occurs across different sized environments. This is basically talking about people saying that the maps were too small and people wanting bigger maps. And obviously in this, they have then confirmed that new maps such as Operation Firestorm and Myrick Valley are designed for combined arms combat, and vehicles take center stage. So this is basically saying they are much bigger maps, they're going to have bigger vehicles, more vehicles, and larger combined arms, which basically means you're going to have people on boots on the ground, you're going to have people in the air in helis, jets, tanks, not tanks in the air, but tanks on the ground, quad bikes, etc. And I believe they do mention it here, featuring a diverse range of vehicles from quad bikes to tanks and aircraft. We aim to validate gameplay balance on these new locations and compare it against previously tested maps. So basically what they're going to do is they're going to focus solely on big map play, see how people play and how people played in the beta, and compare sort of how they are played, and make sure things just work, make sure there's no significant crashes, no significant errors with balancing from tanks to aircraft, aircraft to tanks or ground units, etc. Make sure everything is just super balanced, ready for the launch. So that's very positive to see that they are actually finally listening to us. I say finally listen to us, I've been listening to us a lot, so yeah, it's good that they're listening to us and that they are actually testing these larger maps and seeing how they play before launch, because obviously they didn't actually get the beta testing in for a large map. I feel like they should have added one large map at the end just to see how people played it, how it actually worked in a real life situation. But anyway, then we go on, and they'll also be using to determine the official setting for hardcore mode, and we look forward to working with players to define it. So that basically they're going to try and define what hardcore is, whether it's limited health, limited HUD, etc. So they're going to do that. And then obviously, speaking of large maps, we have a little sneak preview of Myrick Valley. I will pop this on the screen right now. This is what we've been given, and it looks amazing. I'm hoping you can get on top of things like the pylons by dropping on them with a plane, and it looks like some nice broken down buildings in the middle. Plenty of open space for snipers, plenty of close quarter combats. Looks like you're going to have some tanks, jets flying about because it's a big airspace. So yeah, I I actually think that looks like a very, very nice map, and it looks quite big as well compared to what we have seen. So then what's next? So basically, Battlefield Labs will continue to be an essential space for testing new features and balance changes as we continue this journey. Your feedback during these sessions is invaluable and will help guide our final and post-launch adjustments. You can actually sign up to Battlefield Labs. If you go back up to the top of this, there is a link right here for sign-ups for Battlefield Labs, and you can sign up now, and they are actively taking on people for that. Obviously you have to be invited to it. They don't want any leaks or anything, so yeah, you can sign up and we'll be within a chance of playing this. Without further ado though, I think all of these are positive changes, and let's go and watch the PC trailer. So here is the PC trailer. Let's have a little watch and see what we all think. Contains a mixture of cinematic and gameplay footage. Okay. So this here must be one of the large scale maps as well. I've seen it a few times. I don't know what it's called though. 4K graphics and uncapped frame rate is crazy. Obviously that's Operation Firestorm right here with the jets. I'm not sure what map that is. That might be Marek Valley. Obviously, as we all know, the Javelin anti-cheat was working. Mortars are confirmed on Operation Firestorm. Oh wow, okay, ultra wide monitor support. I actually didn't notice that last time. This here is the bit that concerns me. I want to just go back to this real quick. What do you mean 600 plus customization options on PC? This is the one that worried me when I saw this, because it was confusing as hell on the beta. Is it going to be too confusing? We shall see. I'm hoping they simplify or make it easier to at least navigate the menus and make things more pronounced as to where they are, because on the beta things were hidden within things that didn't need to be there. So you had like a setting you needed to change, but it was hidden within a setting that needed changing, and then you had to scroll down, collect menu or advanced settings. And yeah, they just need to make it a bit more simple, a bit better, a bit more optimized, let's say. But yeah, that does worry me a little bit, but at the same time it is very cool to see that you can customize everything basically, especially if you can customize the hub, the map location. I personally would like on the right hand side or the left hand side of my monitor at the top, so you know, up there, like a bit like Call of Duty, just so I feel like a bit I can see it a little bit better up there. So as you can see, it's scrolling through all the settings there. We've got more Operation Firestorm stuff. Sports All Light and video, and yeah, I'm not going to get into that, I don't really know. But this as well is crazy, this portal. So this is to do with the browsing of servers. This here, 4 people, some RPGs and some jets. That looks like a crazy game mode. I'm not sure what map that is, but it looks very good. Obviously Operation Firestorm again. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, as you can see, they are putting a lot of work into sort of the large scale maps and into the PC optimization. The portal mode just looks absolutely crazy in the sense that you can make your own mini games on there. I feel like this is going to be such a buzz for people, and it's going to allow people to really get creative and create some absolutely wacky games that we've probably never ever seen in a Battlefield. Sort of stuff like in GTA 5 and stuff like that, where people are creating races and things like that. That'd be so cool to see, I think. And obviously it doesn't even take away from Battlefield 6 because it's on the portal modes completely separate. So if you want to just play Battlefield 6, go ahead and play it. Or even again on the portal mode, you can just go and find some servers that are normal games with more tickets and limited weapons and things. So yeah, I think it's really, really good to see all the customization, and I think it's a massive positive, and it's going to give people more things to do on the game, bring more eyes onto the game, more content creation, just gonna absolutely bring the game to that next level that it needs. And yeah, I think that all of this is all positive news. It seems like they're listening to the community, and it seems like they're taking that feedback on board and they are testing it. That's the main thing. They are testing everything to make sure it works. So yeah, hopefully everything does work on launch, and I'm excited to see you there. So slap the like and subscribe if you are new around here, if you enjoyed this little update. I really hope to catch you in the next video. See ya.